This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming at you another gun video. Appreciate you watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to appreciate all my subscribers. I want to appreciate all the information. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. And like I said before, y'all the star. I'm just the messenger. So we're going to talk about something that's very disturbing. That's pretty much increasing every single week. The politicians are pretty much jumping on it. They're using it to their advantage. They're taking advantage of the situations. You have groups sponsored by Bloomberg. They're taking advantage of the situations. States are just pretty much taking advantage of the situation. And it's domestic violence. Domestic violence is 1,000% pretty much attached to your red flag laws. A lot of these states are using domestic violence to promote red flag laws. That's how they initially started. If you look at all the laws across the country, look at all your red flag laws, it has been promoted by domestic violence. When it comes to police calls, when it comes to situations where police are being called on the scene and stuff like that. Now I have a police scanner. And, you know, a lot of calls I get are domestic violence that I hear on the scanner all the time. And, you know, them are one of the worst situations for most police officers to encounter, because domestic violence calls has pretty much counted for a lot of loss when it comes to law enforcement officers being hurt on the job. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, don't pretty much see that. I know a lot of y'all probably do. But that, you know, them calls are pretty much the worst calls, because when you have a lot of the officers pretty much going on the scene by themselves and stuff, and you don't know what type of situation you're going into. And, you know, a lot of these calls are calls that most likely been multiple calls. You know, when it comes to domestic violence and stuff, you know, some of the officers that go to these scenes, man, they've been to these houses, they've been to wherever the call has been for many a times, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And, you know, it doesn't get better. It pretty much escalate. That is a problem that the two people need to make a decision. Hey, split up or whatever the case may be. But, you know, in the midst of the red flag laws when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to men, you know, we're pretty much being caught in this red flag law trap. And, you know, domestic violence has been used to pretty much confiscate your firearms from you. And, you know, I said this many a times, you know, red flag laws is going to grow. They're going to keep attaching more traps and stuff to it to pretty much catch gun owners and stuff and take their guns and stuff. And, you know, the way they're doing the red flag law is pretty much using domestic violence. Now, when you look at a lot of these groups that are sponsored by Bloomberg and stuff, they're pretty much targeting women and stuff, because, you know, they're saying women are subject to domestic violence than men. But there's a lot of cases out there where you have men that is subject to domestic violence, abuse. I'm talking about, because, you know, you have men who, you know, don't report it, don't say nothing or whatever the case may be. But women, most of the time, they're going to report it. There's a few percentage, a good percentage in there who don't report it. And when it's get reported, that's when the confrontation from law enforcement get the bad end of the deal, where they have to go in and then other things are happening. So they're using red flag laws to pretty much confiscate weapons, you know, in domestic violence situations and stuff like that. I know in my state they passed a law for a woman that pretty much been subject to some type of abuse and needs some type of protection, that they're giving them a faster route to go get a handgun license to purchase a firearm. Now, it sounds good and everything, but, you know, that don't help the situation, period. When you have two people knowing the situation's not going to work, they're not splitting, so that's not going to help none. You know, somebody's going to end up hurt real bad. So, you know, men, we have to watch out for this. I'm talking about, because we're being sucked into it. Thousands and thousands of men, gun owners, and, you know, and some women. I'm talking about, there's probably some cases I haven't really seen, but maybe 3 cases, I think, that women were subject to some type of, you know, domestic violence situation. But majority of the time is men's. And so, you know, we have to watch out for this trap. And, you know, a lot of men has been sucked into this law, and guns have been confiscated. And like I said before, they put the bill on you. It's not on them. They put the bill on you. And then they're going to tie you up in court. It's get very expensive. So most likely, you know, the firearms and stuff that you have, you're not going to get them back. They're pretty much gone. There's no due process. You know, there's, you know, this small line of due process where they're giving you the opportunity. It's no due process, because the process starts once they approach you about, you know, confiscating your firearm. That is the due process on their side. And, you know, there's a whole lot of stuff when it comes to these red flag laws. You know, I was looking at some other cases out there where you have, when it comes to police, the authority, how they're taking advantage of the red flag laws, why they're not subject to the red flag laws. So I'm talking about this door, when it comes to red flag laws, people, is not going to end. It's just starting, people. Red flag law has just started in this country. Even though they've been here for a while, but it just started and it's going to get huge. I'm talking about it's going to get bigger. They're going to keep attaching stuff to it. You just wait. You're going to have a red flag law bill and they're going to be 50 pages. Like I told you before, you know, you got one law that you're supposed to be passing with these red flag laws. They're just setting all these little traps. They're trying to cover their butts, front and back, to get your guns. That's pretty much what it is. So men, we have to watch out for this domestic violence and stuff like that. And if you're in a situation like that, you know, you have to make the hard decision, because, you know, once they take your firearms and stuff and you get these, you know, all the records and stuff, get your records and stuff, put it into the system, then that pretty much bar you from owning a farm. They're taking away your Second Amendment and stuff like that. And like I said before, it's very hard to retract all this stuff that they're attaching to your record. And they put you on the list. It's very difficult to get taken off the list. And, you know, it's easy to be put on the list, but it's very difficult to get off the list. That's how simple this stuff is. Red flag law is pretty much blunt and simple, but it's hard to get out of them. I'm talking about they make it just that sticky. So just want to talk about that a little bit and hope that, you know, we could pretty much, you know, stay away from these red flag laws and get out of these situations and stuff like that if you want to remain a gun owner in this country. Now, I understand the backlash when it comes to red flag laws and stuff, but it's also, we must get out and vote. We must pay attention to what's going on, because they're zipping them through real quick, like on the assembly line all across this country when it comes to red flag laws. So this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.